Cafe Networking Podcast promotes successful business experts. I'm Tom Rioch, known as the King of Networking, connecting people throughout the world from my podcast studio in Brazil. Joining us today from Paraguay is Catherine Gairard. She's an artist and musician with a diverse range of talents. She's a singer, harpist, composer, model, and an artist, drawing inspiration from her unique half French and half Peruvian heritage. So, Catherine, in your music and in your art, do you feel both heritages are equal?
Hello, thank you so much for having me here. It's a pleasure. And yeah, I think so. I believe so. Even though I never tried to consciously have like folk, Peruvian, South American folk elements within my music, it was always going towards classical and heavy metal elements. But then when you listen to the whole thing, you can feel that even though the appearance is like very European, quote unquote, so to speak, you can feel in the rhythm and in certain instruments that I use that unconsciously the Peruvian heritage is there. Like I lived like most of my life really until I was like after 18, like at 19, I moved out. And so obviously that is going to transparent through my music, even if I didn't want it to be like that.
Right.
It will, yeah. So yeah.
Anyway, and for our audience, every time we've interacted, you're somewhere else. Right?
Exactly.
You were in Buenos Aires, today you're in Paraguay. I think when we first started the conversation, it was Greece. So you actually never stop. So to that point, wherever you go, you put some more baggage, right? You put something more into your what you do.
Yeah, I love to experience like the music and the life of each country I visit. Traveling was another dream of mine that I finally managed to make a reality. And I love learning from all the traditions and try to nourish myself from that and to get inspiration from that, from history and literature from that country as well. Yeah.
And as you travel, in each one of these countries that you visit actually to sing, to perform?
No, I travel for working. For now, I am putting all my efforts into more of an online presence, and because touring is like another different beast, and that you need to know in order to be successful in there. So I'm working right now. I'm focusing on my online presence and on creating repertoire, writing more music.
Well, that also is the inspiration of where you are.
Yes, exactly.
Very good. And how long do you stay in each one of these countries? Did you have a set time?
Yeah, normally I like to stay between 4 to 6 months to really have time to experience the country. But since I needed to do like things like paperwork and stuff, that's why I was traveling so much, like in such a short period of time. But yeah, normally 4 to 6 months in each country.
Oh, that's good. Well, you get a very close feeling of each place you go to.
Yeah, exactly. That's the idea, like to really meet the people and the culture and the mindset of that country.
And I don't want to say that Peru is a small country. When you compare it to other places that you've been, in Europe specifically, or even Argentina, and compare Argentina to Paraguay, Argentina is a larger country. It has different regional influences amongst everything, even in art, where Paraguay might be more concise. So do you find that as you go, you have all these regionalisms and local nuances?
Yes, but more in South America than in Europe. In Europe, because of the European Union and the common history that the different countries have, more than the language and sometimes the currency. It's hard to find like a difference, and you need to really move more towards the east side of the continent to start feeling like a huge difference. Also, from north to south, you feel a difference, like the Mediterranean culture versus the Nordic. You can also kind of feel it, but apart from that, it stays very cohesive. Whereas when you travel in South America, like Lima, Peru is one world, and then you move Buenos Aires, and it's one another different world that kind of has some positive European vibe, like the good things of Europe. You can find them in Argentina, at least in Buenos Aires. And then in Paraguay, it's like a city in the jungle, and you are
Right.
surrounded by trees and animals.
Well, it's very
Yeah.
close. Well, because of the connection with Brazil. So Paraguay and Brazil have a very close relationship. That's cultural. A lot of Brazilians go into Paraguay. A lot of Paraguayans come to Brazil. So there's a sort of a melting pot. So in the future, could we count to see you in Brazil?
It's not on my plans right now, but I hope I can visit it at some point because it looks like a really beautiful place to visit as well. So
I know. And my suggestion to you, from your inclination, obviously, there's a lot of music. There's a lot of art in Brazil. There's a lot of
Awesome.
African influence specifically. Also, is European. So it would be worthwhile to come and to have a chance to see and to compare. And I'm sure people
Yeah,
would be interested in seeing and talking to you as well.
absolutely. It's on my bucket list for sure.
A big bucket, huh?
Yeah.
No, but it's good to have a bucket list. I think that's what most people don't have is a bucket list.
Absolutely.
And you seem to be a person who has the bucket. You reach in and take something out and do it.
Exactly.
So very good. Well, Catherine, I want to thank you. How can our audience find you? Or, besides using a GPS and tracking you down on radar, what's the best place to find Catherine Gairard?
So the best places are on social media: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Clapper, even YouTube, of course. And it's Catherine Gairard. All of them the same name. So CATHERINE, and then the last name is GAIRARD.
Very good. So thanks again for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
And again, it's Catherine Gairard, and it's CATHERINEGAIRARD. And her website is CatherineGairardMusic.com. CatherineGairardMusic.com, and that will lead you to a bunch of other things that she shows there. So thanks again.
Thank you.
So Cafe Networking is brought to us by Focus MI Market Intelligence, an agricultural market research specialist in Brazil. More information at FOCUSMI.com. Talk to Tom, talk to the world. Thanks for listening. Until the next time here at Cafe and Networking Podcast.